Welcome to video 7, mental subtraction.
Okay, mental subtraction. Just like we did with mental addition, I'm going to be using base 10 to explain what I'm doing. And just like I said before, just for ease, usually when we draw a unit like that, using base 10, just for ease and for quickness, I'm going to draw a unit as a dot. Tens, we usually draw them as a rod. Again, for ease, I'm going to draw them as a line. And hundreds will remain the same as a square. I'm also going to be using a number line as well to explain what I'm doing in my head when I'm doing it mentally. But it's really important that you remember that we're going to be starting all of our numbers from this side of the number line, because with subtraction we're going to be making a reduction, we're going to make the number smaller. So let's have a look at the first couple of examples. If I had the number 31, I use my subtraction symbol. Subtract 12 is the same as. So again, you do these in your head, but I'm going to draw it out so you can see what I'm doing and explain what I'm doing. So just like we did with mental addition, we're going to use this initial number. This is the initial number that's going to get smaller, okay? And we're going to reduce it by 12. So I'm going to put 31 here at the end of my number line because we're going to make a reduction. I'm going to take off the 10 and I'm going to take off the 2. Let me just get the base 10 to show you. Here's 31. Okay, so I'm going to take off 10. That would leave me with 21. Then I'm going to take off the 2. So I've got 21, 20 and 19. With the base 10, I would take off that 10, make it into 10 units. And you can see there I've got 19. 31 take away 12 is the same as 19. Let's look at a bigger number now. So I've got 174 take away 38. This is my actual number, this is my initial number, and I'm going to reduce it by 38. So I'm going to draw myself a number line. I'm going to put 174 here at the largest point of my number line. If I was to draw out my base 10, I've got 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens and 4 units. And what I could do is I could take off the 30 tens, or 3 tens, sorry, and then take off 8 units. But I want to use my fluency understanding. I'm going to pretend that this is actually 40 and take off the 4 tens, which will mean that I'm going to take off 2 more than I should. So I'm going to take off 10, 20, 30, 40. So 174, take off a 10, I've got 164. Take off another 10, 154, take off another 10, 144, and the last 10, 134. Now remember that I took off 2 more than I should have. So I'm going to have to now add on those 2, giving me the answer 136. So 174 take away 38 is the same as 136. That's doing it using my fluency understanding, but you could just as easily take off the 3 tens and then take off 8 units, just like this. I'm not going to draw the base 10, you saw exactly what I did before. 174, take off the 3 tens, 174, 164, 154, 144, take off the 4 to get me to 140. And I know that 4 and 4 are 8, so I need to take off another 4 to get me to 136. Same answer. This one was just more fluent. I had less steps to do. Okay, here's some for you to have a go at. Choose one of them, pause the tape, pause the video, and then we'll go through the answers. Okay, let's have a look at this one here. 71, take away 37. We're going to reduce 71 by 37. So, use my number line, and I'm going to put 71 here, because it's the number, my initial number, that I'm going to make smaller. Use my base 10 to also look at it too. I'm going to use my fluency understanding. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to make that 40. I'm going to reduce it by 40, which is 3 more than I should. One, two, three, 4 tens that I'm reducing it by. $71, $61, $51, $41, $31. Then I need to take back those 3 more that I should have. To give me the answer, which is 34. 71 take away 37 is the same as 34. Look at this one here, it's a bit bigger. Again, I'm going to put the 421 here on my number line. It's my initial number that I'm going to make smaller, so I put it on this part of my number line. 421 take away 56. I'm going to reduce 421 by 56. Get my base 10. This one I should have chosen a smaller number, so I had less to draw. So again, I'm going to use my fluency understanding. I'm going to make that 60, which, because we know our number 1 to 10, we know is 4 more than I should have. So I'm going to take off 6 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $421, $411, $401. Problem. I'm going to turn one of these hundreds into 10 tens, because we know that 100 is the same as 10 tens. $391, $381, $371, $361, and then I need to pay back those 4 that I took off that I shouldn't have, which will get me to 365. 421 take away 56 is the same as 365. Both the ways that I've answered these 2 examples are using our fluency understanding. I want to quickly show you how I would do it not using my fluency, and just, let me write that out again, just taking off the tens and then taking off the units. So let me get rid of these. 37 was what we said. So look at this example first. Again, I'm going to use my number line so that you can see how my brain's working. I'm going to take off the 3 tens. 1, 2, 3. So I've got 71, 61, 51, 41. Then I'm going to take off the 7 units. So I'm going to take off the 1 to get me to 40. And then I'm going to take off 6, because 6 and 1 is 7, to give me the answer 34. This example, using our non-fluent answers, I'm going to take off the 5 tens, then take off the 6 units. I'm going to put 421 here, take off the 5 tens. Ooh, my number line's not long enough. $421, $411, $401, $391, $381, $371. Then I'm going to take off the 6 units. So I'm going to take off the 1 to get me to 370. Then I'm going to take off the 5 to get me to 365. Both giving the same answers, but doing them in different ways. Fluency one's got less steps to it, but you can also do it taking off the tens and the units. So let's put our new learning onto our number mind map. So we were looking at mental, subtraction, and we were using a number line, and we were using base 10. And we knew that we needed to reduce the initial number, and that way we were going down the number line. We were also using our fluency understanding, and so we were rounding up to the nearest 10 and then adjusting. Okay, we look at where that learning can be linked to. It's exactly the same as when we were doing mental, here we go, addition. Exactly the same techniques, it's just that last time we were moving forward because we were making the number bigger, and this time we're moving backwards because we're trying to reduce the number, making the number smaller. Also, our fluency understanding we used a lot for this mental subtraction. So I'm going to take this arrow here from our fluency and link it up here because we were doing exactly the same thing.